Oh right, doing an Emma. Right. Doing an Emma is not just a clickbait title, it's the thing. And it's the thing I discovered while I was in Nova Scotia with my dear friends, the Baird family, and their homestead. And it's Emma's way of making things, eking things out and making great meals from fairly humble ingredients and lots of lovely seasonings. So I've found myself with this chicken. I've also got some leeks. Chicken and leeks go really well together. I've got some carrots and I've got some peppers. You can use whatever you've got, but you need something aromatic like leeks. And what I'm going to do first of all is just roast this chicken on a bed of vegetables. In part 2 you'll see what I then do with it. So it's really quite simple. What I want to do first of all is get these vegetables chopped up, and then once they're all chopped up and the leeks are all chopped up, I'll get back to you. Now I'm just going to put the chicken on top. Because I'm going to cover this with foil, I want to take those leg stubs off. I'll leave that in the tray, waste not, want not. And the next thing I want to do is get that seasoned up. I'm using pepper, some nice flaky sea salt. I'm going to brush a bit of oil on top of that as well, and around the sides. That's olive oil I'm using, and I'll just give that a quick brush to make sure it's all over. I think I might just add a little bit more salt and pepper to that as well. A bit of salt, a bit more pepper. And because it's chicken, I'm going to put a bit of thyme on that. I do like thyme. I'm not going to over season this one. It's simple salt, pepper and thyme. But there'll be much more seasoning used in the next stage. So there you are, that's it ready to go in. And I'm going to roast that for about an hour and a half at 180 degrees Celsius, which is about 350 Fahrenheit. But for the first hour, I'm going to cover it, Emma style, with some reused aluminium foil. And I've got the oven heated up to 200 degrees Celsius, which is 400 Fahrenheit, and I'm just going to put it into the hot oven and then turn the heat down to 180 and then let that cook for an hour, and then we'll get back to you. Alright, so about an hour and 10 minutes into the cook, I've lifted off the tin foil, and what I'll do with that is I'll just wash that Emma style and reuse it, waste not, want not. And some of the leek and peppers were beginning to catch around the edges, so I've just added a little water to that, and that will now go back in the oven. None of that stuff in the bottom will be wasted. That will, in true Emma fashion, nothing in that tray will get wasted. So what I want to do now is just put that back in the oven just to brown this top up a little bit more. Right, let's have a look at this bird and see how it is. Excellent. So what I'm going to do now is wait for this chicken to cool down a bit so I can actually carve it off, because what we're trying to get to is not just the meat, but we want the carcass as well for the next stage. So I'll let that cool off a bit and then we'll get back to you. Alright, I've lifted the chicken out, and now I just want to pare it down. It's not a big chicken, it's a little one, but with Emma's technique we'll get quite a couple of good meals out of this. So we'll get, that's one meal, the breast is another meal, the wings and the carcass goes into the soup, so that will make yet another meal. So frugality here, frugality. And what I like to do is I just cut the whole down the side of the breastbone here, and then cut downwards, and then just remove the breast by going along the bone And if you've cooked it right, this process should be quite easy. It's still quite hot, so I'm a bit struggling a little bit with it. But there we go. So that's one breast off and one leg. And we do the same the other side. Parson's nose, particularly the skin and the wingtips around there. There's lots of good flavour in that for the soup. And then that just, look, it just pulls away. That's nice. So that's another leg portion. Fortunately in this house my brother likes breast meat and I like the leg meat, so a chicken does as nicely for 3 meals. That's 2 plated meals and a soup. And that is the essence of doing an Emma. You're not wasting anything. Waste not, want not. And if you adopt that attitude, the universe wants you to succeed. There's my carcass for the soup. What I like to do with the leg meat now, because these bones are all so good, what I'll do is just pull that away, take the meat away from the bone and throw the bones in with the carcass. There's still meat on the carcass, there's still meat underneath and here, so that will just add richness to the soup. And also the vegetables which are left in the pan, they'll go into the soup as well, and that will make for wonderful flavour. So I'll just get the meat off these legs and then show you the next phase. Alright, I've got all the chicken packed away in containers. We're not going to eat it straight away, so that will be good for meals later on. With the carcass, what I'm going to do is because I haven't got time right now, I've got to go out and work, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that into a plastic container along with everything that it was roasted on top of, and that will form the basis of a soup which we're going to put in the slow cooker at some point in the future. So I'm just going to get up all those lovely delicious bits, put those on top, and that goes in the fridge until I make my soup. End of part 1. If you have enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you would like to follow my channel, please subscribe and be sure to click the bell icon to receive notification of all my upcoming videos. Thanks for watching.